Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're making Dan Jiao Chinese egg dumplings. Now to cook these dumplings we need a heat-proof ladle, and this one is specially made for these dumplings. More about that later. For the filling we need 2 tablespoons of scallion, just giving this a nice thin little choppity chop. We're also going to need 1 slice of ginger, and we're going to set that aside because we're going to use that later. Then we're going to take the rest of our little knob and mince this up. We need about a teaspoon of ginger. Now these dumplings, when I told my friend Louisa I was going to make them, she got very excited because her great-grandma used to make them for Lunar New Year every year in Shanghai. We're going to add those to a small bowl. We're also going to need 8 ounces of ground pork, and I do recommend getting it from your Asian market. It tastes better. To the pork, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of Shaoxing wine, 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of cold water, a half teaspoon of sesame oil, and a 1/4 teaspoon of freshly ground white pepper. We're going to give this a really good mix, stirring only in one direction until that's well incorporated, and we're going to set that aside. We're also going to make a broth for this, so while that's resting, we're going to add 2 cups of broth to a large saute pan, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of Shaoxing wine, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, and 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. Give that a good mix, and we're going to pop that aside as well. Now for the wrappers themselves, we need 5 large eggs or 8 small eggs, and I love that my little bulk grocery store lets you buy as many eggs as you want. We're going to mix this up and really beat this for about 2 minutes. Now over medium heat, we're going to heat up our little ladle here. We're going to rub this with our slice of ginger. This is supposed to help the egg from not sticking. We'll see if this actually works. So rubbing that all around the surface of our ladle. Then we're going to brush a little vegetable oil as well, just making sure to get all of that surface coated and tipping out any excess oil that pools in the bottom. Now we're going to add in a tablespoon of our beaten eggs. And we're going to start swirling this around. We want this to coat all of the surface area of our ladle. So just swirling this around, and it is going to set pretty quickly. So after you notice your egg pretty much set and still runny in the middle, we're going to add a teaspoon of our pork filling and very gently with some tongs, flip over one edge and seal this together. And then we're going to tip this out onto a parchment lined baking sheet. And again, just rubbing with some ginger, brushing with some oil. Pardon me if you can hear my dog snoring in the background. Adding a tablespoon of our egg, swirling until that's just set. Adding in a teaspoon of our ground pork. Swirl, swirl, swirl. Teaspoon of ground pork, finally, pulling over the edge and sealing that shut. After all of our little dumplings are formed, we're going to heat up our broth, giving that a little stir, bringing that up to a boil, lowering to a simmer, and gently placing in our dumplings because that pork isn't cooked yet. Then we're going to cover this with a lid and let this simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. After 15 to 20 minutes, we are going to gently scoop out our dumplings with a slotted spoon because we're going to thicken the sauce. Now normally this is served in a soup, but I wanted to do a little sauce instead. So we're going to thicken this up with a little slurry of 1 tablespoon cornstarch, 2 tablespoons water, and we're just going to cook this until it's glossy and thick. Now to plate, we are going to drizzle a little pool onto a favorite platter. We're going to reserve some of that sauce to drizzle over the top. Then we are going to place our dumplings in a pleasing arrangement, or however you want. It's your dish. Make it as fancy or as casual as you like. Then we're going to drizzle more of the sauce on top, sprinkle with a little scallion just for a little color. And this is looking pretty tasty. Now let's go and give this a taste. You can see my little sacrificial dumpling there. I do recommend this. You don't want to serve raw pork. The pork filling itself is extremely flavorful. You taste the soy, the Shaoxing, the little aromatics that are in there. The dumpling wrapper is quite extraordinary. I've never had eggs as a wrapper before, but this is like an omelet on steroids, and it is absolutely delicious. But there it is, Dan Jiao, Chinese egg dumplings. I really do hope you all try to make this in your home. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I really do appreciate it. If you liked this video, give it a like. If you loved it, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell because I put out new videos every Thursday. Thank you again, and until next time, happy cooking.